Hey guys, recently I've been playing a whole lot of Rell in the PvE and I want to share with you guys what I've learned so far. Hope you guys enjoy. So first I'm going to start off with the runes. So I think the only rune you 100% need is Aftershock. You need Aftershock for survivability because she's actually not very tanky without it. You're going to get it off your W when you W in, and it'll make you really tanky. So the rest of the trees are preference. I'm going to talk about why I chose these specific ones. So Font of Life will just always be the superior laning rune out of these three, just because her shield isn't very big, and also Demolish is only if you're like 100% going to win lane regardless, then you can hit their tower. So Font of Life will be good for laning, which is why I take this one. And then I choose Conditioning because she has armor and MR scaling on her E. So since she has that scaling, if you take Conditioning, then it'll be even better on her as opposed to other supports. Though, if you're against poke lane, you can always think about second win, or if you're trying to all in a lot early, bone plating is super good. This is preference, but I do think Conditioning is going to be the best. Unflinching, I just like this rune out of the other two runes. I don't think she benefits that much from Revitalize. And Overgrowth, if you're playing support properly, you're probably not going to get too many Overgrowth stacks because you're going to be not near minions and probably roaming around the map, getting vision, roaming, whatever. Probably Unflinching will be the best most of the time. And for secondary tree, again, there are many options you can go for. I choose these because I think these will be the best at the highest level. Zombie Ward is just super oppressive in vision control because every time you clear a ward, it spawns another one, and so it's really hard to fully deny vision onto you if you have Zombie Ward. And then Relentless Hunter is just really good for moving fast on the map, being high on tempo. Yeah, and it's really good for roaming and like being able to outrun people. For these bottom runes, I think Ability Haste will probably be the best because her AP scalings aren't very good. So Ability Haste is good, and then for these two, you can just choose two defense runes of your choice, depending on the game. Like if they have a lot of AD, you can do 2 armors. Otherwise, 1 armor and MR, you can't go wrong with that. Alright, so now I'm just going to give a very brief rundown of the abilities so you can understand a little bit more about Rell. So her passive is just her autos and her Q will steal 10% of the target's bonus armor and MR. You can steal from multiple targets, and to refresh on the target, you just have to refresh on all targets, you can just auto a target that already has the mark and it'll refresh on all of them. It lasts for 4 seconds. Next is I'm gonna go over her E. So her E, you bind to a target ally, and then it gives your ally bonus armor and MR. And if you recast, it'll stun anyone in between you and the ally, plus the circle around them. So if you see this circle, that's her stun radius. So her Q is pretty basic. It's just, it's kind of like a Pantheon Spear stab. And the difference is if you hit it, your ally will heal. And it also procs your passive. Okay, next there's W. So our W has 2 parts. When you're mounted, you'll gain a shield and you'll knock up people wherever you land. And when you're unmounted, you can you remount, get a lot of extra MS, and then the next auto you do will flip them like Singed Wing, except a little bit worse. Alright, some things to note is you can use the mounted W to jump over walls, so you can make some creative engages with that. Alright, last is her ulti. Her ulti is kind of like Diana's ult, where it like pulls everyone into each other and then does damage. This one's damage over time, and also it also does like a magnet thing where it pulls them towards you, so you can kind of drag them. From my experience, it doesn't last long enough to where this is useful. It's pretty underwhelming, so I just treat it like a one-time pull towards me, and it's not bad. So for build, I've tried tank and AP, and I'm gonna have to tell you guys AP is terrible. She has really bad AP scaling, so I think the best build is just situational tank and support items that are good for your current game. Can't go wrong with Sunfire Aegis. It's gives you health, armor, MR, ability haste. That's all the stats that Rell wants. But you can also do like Locket if they have AoE damage, Bramble if they have lots of healing, MR if they have lots of AP. Like, it's really situational. Don't feel like locked into a certain item set. Maybe if you have a fed carry, you can consider Knight's Vow and Zeke's. So there's a lot of different options here for items. So now I'm going to go over max order. For max order, you want to be putting 3 points into Q for early lane. Otherwise, you'll find that you actually do no damage. Then you want to max E first because the cooldown drops from 18 to 11, I believe, which is a huge drop. And then I'll actually max Q second, and now max W last. The reason why is because W's, the CD doesn't really go down at all. The extra points you put into it, it's not like it's that bad. Like, you can get bonus MS and stuff, but it's just not as much benefit compared to the other spells. So I've been doing this and it's felt pretty good. So now I'm gonna go over some combos. So you can actually ulti mid mounted W jump. So doing that will be a really good engage. So you can watch me do it now. W ult, and that can get a really good fight started, especially if you like flank with it, because you can ulti the carries into your team, and that could be really devastating for the enemy. The next combo is going to be unmounted W into auto into stun. So this is a pretty standard combo for like skirmishing or for lane. You just run at them with the unmounted W, and then auto flip them, and then that'll put them behind you so that you can stun them with your E. So this is just a really good engage that people don't really see coming. The last combo is kind of weird, and I don't think it has too many practical uses. It's going to be the WQ animation cancel. So normally mounting has an animation like that where she jumps onto the horse, but you can cancel that animation by casting Q within your W like this. So I think some practical uses for this could be maybe in lane people don't really expect Rell to have an engage ready in this unmounted form, and then you can do WQ flash and then flip. Kind of catch them off guard. It's not too fast though, because her Q has kind of pauses her, so it won't really be too surprising. She can also do the unmount W flash too. W flash auto. But again, the flip isn't like that large, so I wouldn't really recommend that one either. Alright, so now here are some small tips and tricks that you may apply to your game. You want to be autoing and queuing as many different people as possible into the fights, or in the fights, to steal the maximum amount of armor and MR as possible. But if you can't auto everyone, you should make sure you prioritize the tanks, because you are stealing a percent armor and MR. On Rell, you want to make sure you're roaming a lot, because she gets free Moby boots with her mount. Or she practically gets free Moby boots because she gets a lot of free MS. So you want to abuse that to get roams off, potentially like deep wards, stuff like that. You can use mounted W to recall further away, because she instantly remounts when she enters the base. Actually, I can show this here. So after like a skirmish, I like to jump away and then recall. It saves me that time of walking. And then when you get to base, you're instantly going to be remounted again, so you can leave. Last but not least, I think her W mobility gives her lots of options for skirmishing and map movements. So you want to make sure you get like creative angles for engages. For example, W over this wall, and then look for a stun here or an ulti flank. I actually forgot to mention she can ult flash. Yeah, ult flash is one of her combos, similar to Diana. That one actually has a practical use. Alright, last but not least, good combos for Rell include any champions that she can stun off of or has good all-in potential, such as Yasuo, Triss, and Samira. So here's some clips of me playing these combos. Overall, I think Rell has a very overloaded kit, but the numbers are a bit low right now. She has a lot of CC, but pretty underwhelming damage. I think she can be a strong pick with slight buffs, and particularly to her ult. Alright guys, if you guys enjoyed this video, please subscribe, and hope everyone has a good rest of the day. Bye bye.